As everyone knows, TPOT 21 just came out in BFDI world, and there's a lot of things that happened in it, like Grassy recovering everyone, and Price Tag 2. And 2 finally got out of his bed, even though he spent the whole big 25 in it, and that's amazing, and a lot of other cool stuff happened. But something that I'm going to talk about, the thing that I am going to talk about today is at the very end of the episode, there is a scene of Price Tag trying to recover Fanny, and it says error. And when we saw earlier in the episode, when Price Tag tried to recover Pencil and Black Hole, it said error because Pencil was in the past and Black Hole was making his deal with one or about to, and so he couldn't recover them. And so today we are going to be talking about 4 theories about that could have happened to Fanny, from the least likely to the most likely. So the least likely is his body somehow fell through the window because Grassy got his boulder of all the failed debuter's dead bodies, and a marker I think was also in his thing with Fanny, their dead bodies from episode 19. And after that, when the boulder was just running around and rolling around, it could have just flown into the black goo that suspiciously looked like Iker from Dandy's World. But that's probably not going to happen, and if it did happen, then Fanny would have probably just went back to the hotel. But if he wasn't at the hotel, so that's really unlikely to happen. The second theory is that X recovered her, but I don't think that's also happening because, that could happen, but there's more things that could happen, because at the very end we saw X tampering with the wireless recovery center, and during that maybe Fanny was the first one that X recovered. But if Fanny did get recovered, like I said before, she'd go back to the hotel and not go wandering off with X and stuff. And now this theory might come true, because what if in TPOT 19, like we saw, Black Hole went and was going to make a deal with one? What if Black Hole declined the deal and one decided to erase Fanny from the timeline? Which that could also happen. I really hope it doesn't happen, because if that did, that would be sad, and it wouldn't make sense though, because Fanny is still competing in the show. But one is crazy, and that might happen. I just think that would make a big plot hole about what would happen if Fanny wasn't able to. What might happen is that maybe a failed debuter would debut. I don't know. I hope. The failed debuters deserve a chance to be able to debut again. Alright, and then this theory is the theory that I actually think is happening. This is the last theory that we're going to be talking about today before the video ends. That is that in TPOT 20 and 19, we could see one sending Pencil back into the past to try to fix everything that happened with Free Smart and stuff. And maybe in BFB 1, when Pencil was in the past and got the BFB 1, maybe Pencil rigged the votes, and instead of her going to the exit, Fanny went to the exit. And then all that time passed, and Fanny, instead of Pencil, would be in the exit. And when in TPOT 13, when there's the rejoin/debut, Fanny would not make it, and Fanny would probably get the second amount of votes like Pencil did, but one wouldn't need Fanny to go into the game because Pencil was already in the game, and Lai would have been the only one that debuted/rejoined. And that's honestly the one that I think is going to happen, but who knows. And thank you guys for watching so much. I'm so excited to be doing more videos, and tomorrow Battle for Dandy's World episode 3 is dropping, which I'm so excited about. If you haven't watched episode 1 and 2, you should totally go watch episode 1 and 2. And I'll see you all later. Goodbye.